Welcome back. I'm some guy you've never heard of, and this is Europa Universalis 3 Dutch Ambitions. So last time, we got attacked by France. We were working on our relationships with all of our small little friend kingdoms that we caused to exist, and I guess at some point France had expanded influence over Brittany. We sent a message to Brittany, and then France took offense at that and attacked us. And then shortly after, Burgundy attacked us too. Fortunately though, before we ever actually messed with Burgundy at all, they offered us white peace, which was nice of them. But France, that was a brutal, long war that we ended up giving them a large stack of cash, and we gave up our claims on Antwerp to get them to just stop. Because they destroyed our army, we recruited a new army, including mercenaries, and they destroyed that too. I mean, at one point we had occupied Antwerp and Ghent, we've occupied Vlaanderen at some point. Our vassals had taken all of their Italian holdings down here. Oh, and they occupied Greenland too. But yeah, so this has definitely taught us a lesson. And that lesson is Holland needs to focus more on our military. So we're switching our focus to land technology. We're going to recruit wait, what do we have right now? Okay. We're going to recruit an army reformer. We'll replace the Grand Captain with him. Yeah, we even recruited a Grand Captain and a Commandant for the war. And to give us that little bit of edge. We won several battles. A lot of Frenchmen died. More Franks died than Dutch folk. But there are far more Franks. So they can afford to have more people die. And yeah. Here, around here in general, was just a meat grinder. I mean, the fields of Flanders are probably wet with blood. But yeah, we need to rapidly increase our military might. So we're focusing on land technology right now. This is supposed to go up to an 11 in 1492, which is good because that'll give us better infantry. What is theirs at? Okay. At least they didn't have a technological advantage on us. They're at the same amount of land tech. No, oh, I'm sorry. They are one ahead of us. We'll only be at 10 in 1492. Well, hopefully we can get to 11 faster than them. We need to get cannons, but we need to start training new armies. Let's start training some men-at-arms. Because they wiped out our two original armies. And then we trained a new one and hired a bunch of mercenaries to supplement it. And they wiped them out too. I mean, not after we had destroyed a lot of their armies, but... I mean, not before we had destroyed a lot of their armies, but there we go. Oh yeah, we don't have reconquest against France, but that's okay. I'm sure when the time comes to take all that back, we'll figure out another reason to go to war with France. Alright, Brunswick would like a royal marriage. We're perfectly alright with that. We still have the quest of making Saxony vote for us. So let's send them some money. They rate us at 244. They rate Burgundy at 346. And we also have a ton of infamy, so yeah. Well, not a ton, but we have a handful of infamy. Right, troops. Just all go meet up together in Breda. Oh, that's right. I forgot that I had been building caravels. Because I split off all the Carracks. Alright. You guys go ahead and build more caravels. Inland provinces build more soldiers. Train more soldiers. Alright, Northumberland, we're going to expand influence over you. Then we're going to ask you to be our vassal again. And you're going to say no again. Okay. Let's send some money to Saxony. Oh, I can build a march now. Oh, our army tech got up to 10. Excellent. Alright, how long before we're supposed to advance? June of 1496. Let's just directly invest cash into this. There we go. Now it's November of 95. Alright, let's start training some knights for this army. We are gaining manpower at a pretty good pace, considering our size. Alright, we're almost at max colonists. Let's see about getting some of those out here. Let's break off a new ship to defend Greenland from pirates. And then we'll send the rest of these dilapidated old boats down to New Holland. I was trying to take you on a safer route so that you're not like all banged up from the seas by the time you get there and deal with those pirates. There you go. Deal with the pirates off the coast of New Holland. Province of Parma. Mantua turned down our request to hand back the unlawfully held province of Parma. They chose poorly. Well, I'm not going to attack Mantua anytime soon. Right. Offer an alliance? No. Let's send another gift to Saxony. And we've got poor uniforms. One of our cloth suppliers has been found to be supplying substandard cloth for our army uniforms. We understand that the troops are not impressed. Damn them. That hurts the morale of our armies. And we've got a visit from some shady people. Yeah, it is an offer. I only get 0.4 a year, and we only had 1 right now, so yeah, we'll take that. Okay. What ports are blockaded still? Oh, still New Holland. Okay. Oh. Portugal has taken land from the Native Americans over here. That's not very nice of you, Portugal. Exploration fleet. Go discover some more of the ocean off the coast of Zapotek. Alright, let's get a march. in Zealand. And then a courthouse in West Bagden, a spy agency in Brabant, and one in Utrecht. And I can't afford the other one right now, because I spent so much money on boats and soldiers and army tech. Oh, we've completed Make Saxony Vote for Us. Interesting. What did Burgundy do to their relationship with Saxony that Saxony was willing to vote for us now? I guess they gained some infamy somehow. Alright. So this is quest 4 now, since I gave it that 10 quest deadline on having us annex Friesland. But they want us to annex Liege. Alright, let's just go ahead and demand annexation then. Oh, they have declined. I don't blame them. Alright, let's get a training field on Barbados. Let's offer Vas... Ooh, they're saying impossible right now. Let's go ahead and... Where is it? Oh, their military's too powerful right now, because we haven't rebuilt ours yet. Alright, let's ignore Britain for right now. How are things going with Montenegro? Not great. Okay, how about Epirus? Alright, let's expand influence over Epirus. And how's Crete looking? Let's expand influence over Crete as well. Alright, Epirus, why don't you become our vassal? And then let's send a gift to Liege. Oh no, oh no. Stop doing this to us when we're in Regency's game. Alright, Epirus rejected. Alright. Your heir, Eberhard, breathes heavily. He has been lying in bed for 3 days now, and reflected in the beads of sweat on his forehead is the fear in your eyes for his life. In my eyes? No, he is the ruler right now. There's a Regency Council. He might not make it through the night unless you do something. Send for a trained medicus, of course. Oh, he didn't immediately die. Excellent. And we have Imperial Liberation against Frankfurt. Cool. Alright, let's build a spy agency in Eriksfjord. Let's send people to our colonies. It's been a moment since we've done that. We'll send someone to New Holland, and New Middleburg, New Zealand, and to Antigua. I've got one more diplomat right now. We'll send them with a gift to Liege. And now Eberhard is king outright. The Regency is over. Meaning we need to remake all those, well, probably most of those royal marriages again, I think. Alright, Liege, we're demanding annexation once more. And you're still declining. Frankfurt turned down our request to hand back the unlawfully held province of Bamberg. They chose poorly. No, I mean, right now, the Emperor literally has no power to stop anyone from doing anything. I have 13,000 troops, that's it. Alright, let's train more troops. We'll call this one the Phoenix Force, since it is our first army assembled after the devastating war with France. Right, successful in Antigua. Nice. And they failed in New Zealand and succeeded in New Holland and New Middleburg. Gather all these boats together. And let's go ahead and recruit a new knight. Alright, the Phoenix Force is at full. We'll send them up to Holland. Right, I can change a slider. Let's go even more towards quality. Since we have felt it necessary to tighten up the quality standards of our army, a whole host of potential recruits must regrettably be declared unfit for duty. We must separate the wheat from the chaff. We lose 22,000 manpower. Well, I only had 8,200, so there we go. We lose all of our current manpower. Right, let's get a spy agency in Zealand and one in West Baghdad. Alright, fleet, why don't you sail down here? And here. No, here. And here. Then come back up this way. And hey, Inca, would you mind if we landed our troops in your docks? I mean, in your ports? Oh, you're good with that. Thank you, we appreciate it. Right, go land in Inca. Oh, and we have an heir already. Good. Willem. And he's not... I mean, he's better than Eberhard, but not by a long shot. Alright, let's get a marketplace on Barbados. And Castile just keeps growing. They're probably going to be Spain soon. Alright, let's start training up another legion. Alright, growth of cities attracts serfs. Again. Well, we have to accept this. Alright, we've got 5 magistrates with nothing to do at the moment. Let's support the Florentine school again. And commission some paintings. New land claimed. During this time period, many areas that were forests or swamps were cleared or drained to provide new areas for settlement. These newly cleared areas often led to a short-term population boom. See, we can increase tax income, manpower, or both for additional cost in Limburg. Oh, both for an additional cost then. We need all the manpower we can get right now. Alright, let's get more men-at-arms. Alright, let's name this one the National Guard. This is our new National Guard. Oh no, Antigua has been damaged. Well, let's send someone else there. And then let's go ahead and get a trade depot in Barbados. Alright, go explore more of the open ocean. And then come back to Inca again. England has turned down our request to hand back the unlawfully held province of Corsica. They chose poorly. Our navigator has died. Now we have imperial liberation against England. Alright, even without our navigator, we can still reach all of the Caribbean here, most of the Eastern North America, and South America, since like the Canaries and the Azores are core territories. So we don't need to worry at all about having a navigator for now. So yeah, what'll we replace him with? Probably a statesman. Yeah, let's go ahead and get a few more paintings. And then once we're back at 100 cultural tradition, we'll get a statesman. Alright, let's send another one to Antigua. Oh, we have excellent supplies now. Good. Oh no, our ships got lost. I gave them too big of a task. Alright, well it's gonna be a while before we're ready to start exploring again, so oh well. We still haven't finished, like, building the Navy back up, since we were able to build caravels, and we need to replace all of our cogs with flights. Alright, let's get some more caravels going. Alright, now let's recruit the knights for this army. Oh, Wales would like a royal marriage. We will definitely accept that. Oh, we should go... we can't forget about diplomacy. Alright, let's get a royal marriage with Northumberland. And with, Cornwall. Montenegro. Epirus. And Crete. Montenegro and Cornwall rejected, the other 3 accepted. Alright, let's send that offer to Montenegro again. Alright, our land tech has gotten up to 11. Which means we can now replace our men-at-arms with Galloglass infantry. Alright, Montenegro accepted. Cornwall is now the only holdout. Alright, Cornwall, let's have a marriage. And they accepted. Good. Alright, let's get a constable in Barbados. And let's send this colonist to Antigua. Land traditions scorned. Lately our focus has been primarily naval-oriented. I mean, it had been. Perhaps we shouldn't overlook the possibility of a strong army and invest more time in army research. Yeah, we must stop this deterioration. After that defeat by France, we have pretty much gone full bloom, turning our industries into army. And the National Guard is ready. We'll send them up to Gelre. Right, successful colonist in Antigua. Excellent. The Lord of Lüneburg wishes a royal marriage. Well, then he gets one. Let's do a national epic and commission some paintings. And now let's go ahead and get that new statesman. No, not the new navigator that was just born. The statesman. Alright, let's go ahead and start rebuilding the merchants' militia. I was about to check on something, but I completely forgot what... Oh, there we go. The technology. Our land tech is at 11. We're supposed to get 12 in 1501. Alright, we are ahead of France now. Excellent. Like, if we had a rematch right this second, things would go much better for us, because our troops are that much better, until they got to land tech 11. And upgraded theirs as well. But, we also just don't have the reserves. Alright. Let's keep getting more infantry here for the merchants' militia. Oh, my ports are already done building those caravels I told them to build. Excellent. England influenced the Pope to call for a crusade against Creek. That's ridiculous. Right, how am I doing calling? Okay. Antigua is, you know what? I'm just going to do it. We'll send another colonist to Antigua. If they're successful, that will finish the colony. And then I'll never have to worry about native uprisings again. Alright, I've got 15 caravels, 9 barks, and 21 cogs. Well... And yeah, we're gonna have to change that. And let's go ahead and decommission all those cogs. And hope that we don't need to transport units before we've built the flights. Alright, let's go ahead. 3, 4. I'll just tell the 3 ports up here to build 4 flights each right now. But that'll only be 12. Okay, they're each going to build 7 flights. Because that'll completely replace the cogs that we just decommissioned. Alright, accommodation with natives in New Holland. The local native population seems to be more accepting of our presence. This will have a great benefits in the long run. Okay. Cool. We've gained Holy War against Creek. Alright, and we've lost Holy War against the Ottomans. Alright, I'm not planning on making war with either of them. Let's get a workshop in Barbados. Alright, let's send all these to the Merchants Militia. They've got all their infantry, now let's start recruiting their knights. We're actually bouncing back pretty quick, I'd say. Alright, Antigua is done. And Anhalt would like a royal marriage. I'm totally cool with that. Alright, Antigua, you get a fort. Did I ever make an alliance with... No, I forgot to make an alliance with Ansbach. Well, we gained something out of those wars. We may have lost a pile of cash and our claims on Antwerp, but we subjugated Ansbach. So there we go. Alright, let's offer vassalization to... Impossible now? Why is it impossible now? Arg. Wales is saying very unlikely. Let's expand influence over Wales now. What is Cornwall saying? Our relationship's not good enough with Cornwall. Let's send them a gift. Alright, let's send a gift to Montenegro as well. And Epirus. Oh, and Hesse would like a royal marriage. Cool beans. Let's have one of those then, Hesse. Alright, have all of these knights go join the Merchants Militia. And let's train up the other half of their knights. And there we go. The Merchants Militia is done. We'll send them into Zealand. Oh, there's a traveling minstrel. I'd say we'd allow him to go where his heart wishes, but I don't need the stability, so Bring him to court. Maybe someone will hire him. Let's have all the ships get together right now. Oh, Castile has colonized Dominica. And Puerto Rico. I didn't say you guys could be active over here. Let's incite the natives. Let's do the same on Puerto Rico as well. Oh, and Trinidad? Alright, let's do that on Puerto Rico one more time. Okay, just because we tolerate... Wait, what happened to your... England took your colonies in Brazil? Okay. Alright, let's send someone to... Let's go with Trinidad. And you know what? Oh wait, no, we're still building our flights. Alright, let's build a church in Barbados. And commission more paintings. And we failed in Trinidad, of course. Okay. Let's start training up a new army. Oh, and Epirus is calling us. What do you need, Epirus? Moria. This is a war that you've started? Nope. Sorry. Don't care, Epirus. We're only allies with you because we created you. We never, like, actively made an alliance. Alright, let's expand influence to Montenegro. And let's offer them impossible? Okay. Let's not offer them vassalization then. And everyone's saying impossible now. Lame. Well, at least Wales is only saying very unlikely. Interesting. The largest nation is the only one that is even entertaining the possibility. Alright, Wales, be our vassal. Nope, they rejected. Okay. Well, let's join these troops together. And start training more. What is our current limit? 180. Alright. I mean, that'll go way down once we lose the Imperial throne, but that's okay. How is the election looking anyway? We have three votes. Bohemia has 2 votes. Brandenburg has 1 vote. And Austria has 1 vote. Okay. We're currently winning. I mean, hopefully Eberhard will still be ruling for quite some time, but we don't know. Alright, let's get 2 more, finish the infantry for this army, and let's give it a name. We'll call them the Frank Killers. Maybe kind of telegraphing what we expect that army to have to do, but that's okay. Didn't I tell another... I thought I'd recruited 2 more right now. Oh well. Alright, now let's get the Frank Killers their knights. And let's gather the ships. They're almost done being built. Excellent. Let's go ahead and get a dock in Antigua and a courthouse in Barbados. And let's send someone to Puerto Rico. Statesman. Oh, man. Alright, yeah, fire the statesman. Oh good, I'm sitting at 100 cultural tradition. Hire a statesman. Oh, he's a better statesman. Good. Hopefully he won't be a corrupt statesman. Right, let's get more Latin knights. Let me check on our army tech. $1501, and we'll be able to build barracks and cannons. Excellent. Alright, we failed in Puerto Rico, we'll send another one. And now we've finished recruiting the Frank Killers. Let's move them down to our border with France in Brabant. Right, you're in Holland, you're in Gelder. Limburg can't support you. Breda could though. But then once we recruit the cannons, you'd be too big. Okay. Cool. Well, our army is now twice the size it was when France attacked us. Alright, and Mecklenburg would like a marriage? Well, Mecklenburg gets one then. Alright, let's send a gift to Wales. Let's offer let's expand influence to Cornwall. And let's offer vassalization to Cornwall. And they reject. Okay. Let's do the same with Wales. And they reject. Alright. Oh, Epirus grew. They took Athens from Moria. Good for them. See, you didn't need my help, Epirus. Alright, and let's send a vassalization offer to Montenegro, who finally accepted. Great. So now Albania and Montenegro are our vassals. And we failed in Puerto Rico again. And let's offer an alliance. No, let's send a gift to Epirus. And we've now got Army Tech 12. Alright, let's start building those cannons. 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I really only have 7 core territories up here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Alright, Holland, you do 2 then. 2 for each army. And now we can start building barracks. But first we'll get a dry dock in Antigua, and then we'll start building barracks. Who has the least manpower? Actually, no, let's focus on home first. Okay, what exactly are the effects of barracks? Manpower increased by 250, local regiment cost by 10%. And since we do all of our training up here, this is where we shall start building them first. Okay, let's build one in Brabant, especially in the landlocked provinces, since we're never having them build ships, so... How's France doing? No, they're up to 11 already. Lame. Alright, you go to Gelra, you go to Gelra, you go to Brabant. Oh, I should have had one of you guys go to, whatchamacallit? Zealand. Alright, you go to Zealand. And there we go. Holland has 80,000 troops. Not much in reserve at the moment, but that's okay. Oh, France has embargoed us. Are you trying to goad us into another war, France? I mean, yeah, we're better prepared than we... In some ways, we're better prepared than we were last time. But we have, like, no reserves, practically, so in that respect, we're not. Alright, the Lord of Hesse wishes a royal marriage. Sure, that's cool. And then let's get... Yeah, let's keep building barracks in the homeland. Alright, let's get a barracks in Gelre. And Zealand. And then in Holland. Alright, let's send a gift to Wales. Offer a royal marriage to Saxony. Oh, we're at 13 already, which means we can get better infantry again and better cannons. Nice. Alright, let's go with Landsknechten. And then let's go with the Culverin. France is at war with Vijayanagara and Gondwana. See, that's one of the problems with being the one that goes out and explores everything. Because then, like, after I think it's like 50 years or so, once you've discovered it, then it becomes common knowledge to, like, the rest of Europe. So I've, like, opened up the East and the West to other European powers. Oh well. Ooh, New Holland is almost done. As is New Middleburg. New Zealand's not much further behind them. Oh, and Castile keeps thinking it's okay for them to colonize places in the Caribbean. Alright, let's incite the natives here. The New World beckons. Yes, we can always use some peasants. Alright, let's send one to St. Bartholomew. Send one to Dominica. And to Puerto Rico. And let's incite natives in St. Thomas. Oh, St. Thomas wasn't small enough for that to kill it. And New Holland is self-sustaining, and Eriksfjord is a core province. Nice. And I'm currently out of spies. Alright, let's send one to Martinique. And New Holland, you get a fort. And Sardinia Piedmont would like a marriage. That's cool with us. And then Antigua gets a shipyard. And Barbados gets a barracks, as does Cape Verde. And I don't have enough money to build another one. Oh, because we don't make a lot right now, probably because we're supporting so many troops. Okay, let's see about... No, we really can't afford to mint more coins. Let's see about expanding our trade again. Right. I've got no one in Antwerp. Oh, that's right. The one that was my primary focus, boycotted me. Alright, let's make Venice our primary focus then, and then... Where shall we... Let's try to bust into Lubbock again, since it's worth a ridiculous amount of money. Alright, Dominica was successful, as was Puerto Rico and Guadalupe. Nice. Well, we can build canals now. Cool. Alright, well, we're going to finish building our barracks first. So Eriksfjord gets one, as does Vestbygden. Alright, and we're succeeded in St. Bartholomew. Alright, we've got another success in Martinique. And we're trading in wine, and cloth, and fish, and fur, and salt, and naval supplies, and copper, and iron. Wow, we must have really been successful up in Lubbock. Wow, we only have 2 in Lubbock. Still, though. Alright, our income is picking up a bit again. Let's get a barracks on the Azores. Oh, Cornwall is calling us into something. Ah, it's a defensive war. We need to help our ally. Against England. England is allied with Norway, Portugal, and Tuscany. Well, we're going to have to accept this one. It's a defensive war. We're not going to leave them out to dry on that. And of course all my vassals are, and a handful... Actually, it looks like most of my allies are getting involved too. Good. Alright, let's hope we can actually get someone landed before Britain's navy, wherever it might be, can sink my ships. Let's get to Dodger Bank. And let's go ahead and land the troops in Kent. Alright, let's get back over to the coast of Holland. Let's bring the Merchants Militia over here too. Cornwall, don't accept that. Why would you have accepted that? Now I've got to free you again. Alright, and you guys go land in London. Oh, now their fleet is caught up with ours. Wow, they've got like double the big ships that we have. They've probably got caravels as well. What's their navy? 10. What's ours? $14. When do you get caravel then? I'm not sure, so our ships might be better, but I don't think so. Alright, they sank one of our caravels and one of our cogs. They won that battle, but that's okay. I had already landed 40,000 men in England. Oh, our manpower had gotten up pretty decent again. And unfortunately, to see us thoroughly humiliate England once again, you're going to have to tune in next time. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Europa Universalis 3, Dutch Ambitions, and I am some guy you've never heard of. Unless, of course, you have.